Yesterday, we took vengeance for our father, and we have come into our inheritance in full to become the leader of the kid. And today, we make the final choice and learn what all these politics with the kids is really about. What? There's nothing to do during the night. Sleep to about 7:30. And we'll get to our duty as a doctor. Before I started recording, I do want to point out that I took a panacea for myself. So I'm fairly confident we have enough for everyone. $7,464 people are dead. This is the final day. You have less than 14 hours to make the right choice, in which it finally becomes apparent what it was all about. Layla Lilick made fools of us all. Both of us were pawns in her terrifying maneuver. That's the way it is. Ask her yourself. Block and I have her cornered. We have completely disarmed her, so she has no choice but to confess. My dear Burak, she is your sacrifice. I don't think it is at all necessary to slit her throat with your own knife. See, the town is destroyed. The head of Aglaila Lilick will be separated with her shoulders in less than a day. It has transpired that this whole situation affords her a stay of her death warrant. She presents the town entirely purged of any disease to the powers that be. She is granted pardon. The issue is, it is impossible. The disease has soaked the town, keeps rising up from the very roots of it. It is doubly deplorable that when she deceived you, she didn't merely save her life. She pursued her own purpose too, which is to destroy the polyhedron. The disease can be destroyed only if we destroy the town. There is no other option. By your own reasoning, I cannot be wrong about it, can I? Please take this into consideration if you come to the cathedral. Bachelor Dinkovsky. And how your precious Aglaila Lilick lied to you. Your sacrifice is Aglaila Lilick. I don't know how exactly you're supposed to kill her. There's little doubt that the offering is her. I'm telling you that this is my capacity as a true mistress. Treat this as the first of my prophecies. This is the truth. The reason why Aglaila Lilick deceived you was that she wanted to save her own life. Don't try to prevent the destruction of the town. By this, the prophecy will be fulfilled, and the kin will accept you. Ask her yourself. I doubt she has what it takes to deny it. I have a feeling that this note was written by Maria. All of our bound is fortunately safe, so we have entrance into the final meeting. A letter from Aglaila Lilick, tomorrow's council. This is to remind you of the council tomorrow. Commander Block and I have reached an agreement. He will hear out any reasonable suggestion of how the town may be saved. Owing to your efforts, we have a suggestion, don't we? After that, we will hear out the mistresses. Young Ogimsky girl and Maria Kaina were invited. I guess Katerina will tag along. In any way related to Capella. Shows you will lend her support to our cause. Is she alright? We won't be able to resolve the proceedings without the mistresses. They are the guarantee of the town's obedience. Those wielding emergency authority will leave soon enough, and the mistresses will remain. It isn't possible to keep the town in submission unless the population behaves quiet as to not evoke the ever-present threat of death. P.S. Locke doesn't know we've met or exchanged letters. He also doesn't know of your friendship with Capella. This could be important. I put my trust in yours. Sincerely, Galela. Unfortunately, for the Bachelor and Maria, they are wrong. Theoderg is not Simon. It is the town itself. And the sacrifice is not to Galela. The sacrifice is the polyhedron. That is our mutual, well, those are the truths that do not get along. And unfortunately for me, or well, unfortunately for the Bachelor, you know precisely what we're going to do. But for now, we have to tend to all of the sick. Flowers letter. I know you're interested in pairs, oppositions, and other meaningful similarities, so let me remind you of something. The first pair should be read as follows. If Theoderic, your father spoke of, is the town, then the polyhedron is your sacrifice. There is no other way, since the two are correspondent to each other. Crush the polyhedron, and rivers of blood will flow. The underground ichor emerging from within the hollow rod in which the town stood. The second pair means, if Aglaela is your sacrifice, then Simon is your Adur. In this case, you have no other choice but to protect the polyhedron. I'm staying in the left wing of the termitary. Come see me if you please. My plan is the only one that is feasible. Nothing will have to die. Bachelor's letter. This is to remind you of how the Inquisitor has deceived you in regards to the Udirk, which is none other than Simon Kane, the last patient your father ever had. I am well prepared to explain this situation to Block, although as of now, I have had no such possibility because of the mutiny. The logic behind the whole affair is quite straightforward. If we destroy the town, the Inquisitor dies. If the Inquisitor dies, the polyhedron will be saved. Every fiber of this woman's being is dedicated to one purpose, eliminating the polyhedron. She would not hesitate to die if this would lead to the destruction of the tower. No one can vouch for its safety while she is alive. If the polyhedron remains intact, Simon's existence would likewise be protected. The supreme creature your father spoke of will be informed. You will fulfill your father's dying request, and in doing so, resolve the whole situation. Hope you may see that my logic makes sense, even if my presentation is muddled. Daniel Denkovsky. Yes, please find an opportunity to see me if you require further proof of my correctness. I will say though, I find it really interesting and engaging that the game is giving me like genuine justifications to go with other characters' endings, depending on kind of how I'm role-playing as Artemi. Like, yeah, The Bachelor does make a good, point. It fits, just like our interpretation fits. The interpretation was loose enough that these two conflicting ideas are possible. However, if our talks with Oh Yun, reading through our father's notes, are anything to go by, I highly doubt he cares that much about saving Simon. or even believing in the mysticism behind the polyhedron. It seems much more interested in the town and its next set of rulers. This will cripple them for the rest of their life. They'll burn all their insides along with the plague. You sure you want to save them from the disease at this cost? Yes, give it to them. It's Andrzej Stamadin. Sagrov is also sick. So we have 6 more cures to work with. That's enough. I'll also be checking in on our own bound and reading both of the little character profile text and what they have to say to me. So up next, Sticky and the Mother Superior.
I can barely stand. Am I sick?
What would we do without your help? It means it'll be just like your father by the time we grow up. You've already become what my father was.
My path was called the last vampire. I would have surely caught the weird albino if it not for the plague.
What are you planning to do with your life? I will be the axis for the wheel to spin around. Future ruler with a new sign. I trust Capella. New sign? What do you mean? The Kane Ogimsky Sabirov triangle is over. There is no more termites, utopians, or humbles. The 3 powers are gone, almost without a trace now. They're nothing but memories now. We need new forces and new signs. The old rulers are gone, except for you. You protect our little town until we come of age. What do you stand for? I don't know yet. We didn't have enough time to talk, but I will become a builder to direct Khan's and Notkin's Adore. That's what Capella has seen. Wonder which of the 2 mistresses is supposed to be paired with me. Grace or Murky? Oh, my sides. They're both very nice. Also not much to look at. Are you sure they're alive? Why would you hold Khan and Notkin back? We'll make a new triangle, duh. This tug of war will never end, whether we want it or not. I have a hunch that they'll grow to become commanders and conquerors like Block and Shoen. But I'm already thinking as to what to counter those 2 ward dogs with. Yeah, the girl is right about you. I'm very curious as to how it'll all turn out.
Yep.
Sticky. Badgrief's take on him. And that's what I call good thieving. A nimble lad he is, snatching a ring off your finger like there's no tomorrow. Knowing them ins and outs everywhere, and the lockpicks he makes, man can always recognize the hand of a true master, don't you think? I'm totally making the lad my minion as soon as I get my hands on him. Snappish pup, alright, all bark and bite, both trying to keep away from good old Badgrief. But who knows? Perhaps one day he'll be the heir to the throne of the King of Thieves. If anyone's guess, if I'm really gonna do it. Capella's take. That cryptic creature that had encountered in some desolate corner of the town has really changed him. Seems like he's going to have turned into a mania. The main goal of his adventures used to be a non-existent hidden treasure. Now he's going crazy for that long-necked monster. He's positive that it's the last vampire. So yeah, as we saw in the Bachelor's Route, Sticky is fascinated by the albino creature. The one that we spared out in the steppe. The one who also never revealed himself to Burak. However, I do have a feeling that he's going to serve a large role in the next playthrough. Just a hunch. Anyways, up to see the Mother Superior. Fortunately, even now, the worms are still suffering.
If we, the outcast children, live, the town will grow to be a town of men. Bella will entrust us with it. We're the future of this land.
I'm alive, and it's you who made it so. Thank you, thank you. I mean, you'll be helping me from now on? Told you that. Capella did. He'll become the foreman and the most important person in the kin now. Everyone will follow your words like they did with Dad. I'll always be at your side so that you know that we're all together and that the kin loves you. That's what she promised me. Why are you so happy? You were the only one they listened to before. What do you think happens now? I'll step aside a bit. It'll help you and connect you with everybody. I won't bother the new mistresses, even though I really want to. It's all Capella's design, though I don't really get it. Is it she who told you all this? Yeah. She also said there'll be 4 nodes instead of 3 from now on. The 4th one is me, standing aside a bit. Well, I mean, there will always have been 4 nodes, but no one noticed that before. I think things will be better now than they used to be. I hope so.
I see everything.
Capella's take on her. She's very young, almost a baby. Her game in the polyhedron was generally the same. She also assumed the role of a divine child that was worshipped, looked after, not out of duty, simply because taking care of someone that lovely brings you satisfaction and joy. And also, the children happily picked her game up because Mother had a lot of information about the kin, a world that's always been poles apart from the polyhedron. Congratulations, we have become an intern for a bunch of children. Fortunately, through our playthrough, 2 major characters had lost their lives. Vlad the Elder and Formino Yun. Unfortunately, Formino Yun, nothing could be done about. With Big Vlad, I either offered up Vlad the Younger or Vlad the Elder. One of them would have had to die nonetheless. Oh right, the Changeling is on the short block. The short block? Whatever, it's just called the second block.
what is there to talk about now?
See how everything turns out? Who could have thought? You have to sacrifice something. Either the town or the polyhedron. One of the queens wants to destroy the wondrous tower, while the other seeks to raise as much as possible just to make sure. It's just how the world goes. The world isn't as simple as you think, Burak. I know how to arrange it so that both the town lives and the polyhedron stands. It'll all be just like it used to be. How will you arrange that? It's a secret. Something has to be sacrificed anyway. A lot, really. But these are things that actively want to disappear off the face of the earth. Nothing to regret about. Curious. What are these things? What do you care? They are but fuel that would allow to preserve the old state of being. Oh, the powers that be will be delighted. They really shouldn't have persecuted me. I could have offered them a wonderful gift. What's the cost? Yet another secret. Curiosity killed the cat. My word is enough. I will keep it. I am a mystical creature. I am a mistress. Are you now? Whatever the powers that be claim, they don't really care about the disease. The town, the town, the town, the precise state it's existing now, that's their primary concern. The town is juices flow to feed the blooming and active polyhedron. My chimera, a greedy, insatiable chimera. I'm so happy it's not you who is to make a choice, changeling.
Neither the town nor the tower.
Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to say that.
However,
Okay, fair enough. We're still gonna heal her bound. Even though I don't exactly care too much about, well, I was never down for centrism. Let's check if Aspity didn't manage to get sick in a single day. No, Aspity is healthy. So, right, Grace. I'll check on Grace, then Anna, then Andre. I'll go all the way around here to head down to the gut. From the gut down to Bad Griff, Knockin, and Murky. I think I mentioned this before, but it's so funny how little of a character Murky has in this game. And then just the huge upgrade to her character she gets in the second game. Like, it's telling that Murky is a fan favorite in 2, and people forget that she exists in 1.
My path was called the burden of the living. I just wanted to take care of those who are leaving us behind.
Capella and I owe you so much. I'm only alive because of you, aren't I? Tell me, why does Capella need you? I will replace the second mistress. That means Capella thinks I'll manage to. She says I'm shining bright. Unlike hers, my glimmer isn't thick, rather transparent, very pale. What for? Each of us will tug the power in our very own direction. She'll tug a bit upwards, I'll tug downwards. Tune life together, opposing each other, like Nina and Victoria before, but not for real. Moreover, I'll help her make the lines into a circle. At least that's my understanding. Makes sense.
I've been forgotten here. So now my side is all damp.
Katarina's taken her. She speaks to the dead. Sometimes you can find her sitting by a grave and humming a lullaby. She offers them gifts, too. Quite unusual sometimes. Typewriter carriages, say, of birthday cakes with candles lit. She obviously has a great affinity for music. Plays no instruments. Her singing is enchanting, raspy, as if she was short on breath. And Aspidy's take. Grace is plain nuts, plain and simple. You can easily recognize her by the breath. She inhales deeply, loudly, and hoarsely, as though it's hard for her to take air in, or as though she is about to break into tears. Her breath is fresh, though, clean, even sweet-scented somewhat. It is actually rather uncanny considering her line of trade. She talks to me as though I were dead too. Clean and proper gravedigger. Good girl. Nice. From here, up to check on Anna Angel, who we know is sick. Andre Stamidin is sick too. And honestly, those are the characters that I remember being sick. It was Anna Angel, Aspidy, the Stamadin brothers. Yeah, and overnight, Alexander Sabirov became infected. I'm sure that either Reuben or Notgrief also caught the contagion, since there's two in the warehouse districts, but I have not witnessed it yet. Anna saved, and now let's save Andre. I think I've already checked. I know Lara isn't sick because I slept at her place. I was gonna say slept with her, but that's not the right wording. And I'm fairly sure I checked Lara, or Yulia. Yulia's another character I had very little interaction with. In general, the Humbles had nothing for me. Fortunately, no panacea will bring Big Vlad from execution.
My path was my namesake, was called Capella. Were it not for the plague, I would have spread a heathen cult among the children. Then parents would have lived forever.
Would not have lived to see today if not for you. Now, if my design works, I'll be able to revive the town. I am grateful to you, Warden. I'll never forget it. What is your plan? The outcast children who have left the Polyhedron will establish a new town. They will become a new mistresses and rulers. They will lay down a new triangle of powers and beginnings. This time, it will stand firmly on its base, rather than trying to balance in one of the vertices. Why did you choose the outcasts? It's not a cause, it's an effect. They have left the Polyhedron because their fate lies elsewhere. Prisoners of dreams can build, they cannot rule. Moreover, you have to be resolute, mature, and independent to break free from childhood. Only the most outstanding children can do it. I've heard you wanted to found a new religion? I don't. I still fail to grasp who mistresses are. So do the children, which is why they keep talking about a religion. Can religion be invented by a man? It's not a game. Yes, it's not a game. Tell me, will you stay with us? Will you rule the kin like your father was supposed to? Yes, I will stay with you.
Yes?
Capella, Maria's take on her. Oh, I admire Capella. Khan and she hold ultimate power over the minds of the children. However, my surly brother is delicate and spiteful. While Capella is smart and gentle, Khan lures them in with the library to do whatever they will. Liberty, not library. I'm dumb. Capella does so with love. I'll be glad to see her become the White Mistress. We'll have the youngers take. Capella is to the children what Maria is to us. Wherever she appears, children go crazy, as if they were given an adrenaline shot straight to the heart. The only thing that confuses me is the promise of a new life that she tries to hammer into their heads. She claims to be a priestess. What gave her the right? Her mother's blood? No, she will not grow to be a mistress. It's been such a long time since I heard this song. The Knots district got so repeatedly infected that the songs became really rare to hear during the playthrough. Okay, Ruben's healthy. And Bad Grief's healthy. Cool. On to check up with Khan and Murky. I check if I'm recording. Yep.
Where's my cat again? I hope he doesn't escape.
So I'll have to fight for power in a couple of years. You and I, right? Wonder how that'll go. Maybe old already, though. And you're already thinking about ousting power from me. Or about ousting me from power. Aren't you a quick lad? I'm kidding. Khan is the one I'm really after. Oh, that's the guy I'll have to meet head on. Khan will grow to inspire true terror. Has he really abandoned the ways of his family? I could have thought, Nina's son switching faith. What does he believe in now, by the way? Let's start with you. What are you standing up for? I'm not sure yet. The balance is constantly shifting. Disposition of forces will be different. It won't be like the previous standoff between the termites and the utopians. Bella has already considered everything. It's good that she's tamed Khan. You're sick and tired of utopians. Let's build a new world. A better one. I can already see the seeds of future rebellion in you. It's you who'll become the new utopian, Notkin.
My path was called Soul and a Halves. I wanted to create a tight brotherhood of children and animals.
Capella's take on him. Notkin used to be Khan's best friend. I don't know what their quarrel was about, but most likely it was about Notkin not wanting to dance to his whistle. What it's worth, they also say that he was banished from the polyhedron by the Mother Superior before she turned to the orphan termitary. Khan's take. After Mother left, we invited him back, but he, in his pride, refused. Instead, he chose to dig a lair by the warehouses and play the Soul into Halves. A dangerous game, seeing how Grief isn't afraid of Father in the slightest. Notkin took a risk. That drew other misfits to him. That's how they started in their slummy society.
I'm damp and washed out.
Will you stay with us? What for? A lot of things will change. I will actually stop living here. I'll have my own house. A house? Rod, I'm destined to become the mistress of the earth. Katarina has failed, and I won't. That's what Capella says. Why do you think you'll succeed where Katarina has failed? Capella knows that for sure. She can see the future. In 10 years, I'll become a tall and slender beauty. I have white skin and dark ankle-long hair, or even longer. I will speak with the earth, perhaps even command it. You'd stay here just to see it.
They'll have to stitch my belly back together.
Sticky's take on her. We're friends with Murky, even though she's just a little tot. Let me know that she's actually very independent. One thing Murky is seriously fond of is digging and playing in the mud. You can also sometimes see her push along somewhere, looking all preoccupied. The places she chooses are usually, sinister. I respect that. Grace's take. Little Murky is an orphan. Her mom and dad lie by the eastern wall here. They died 5 years ago. I don't know why. Don't tell me. They're always weeping. As for her eating dirt, it's untrue. Never seen it. You know what? I bet Murky's parents died in the crude sprawl during the first outbreak of Sandpest. It makes the most sense to me. How many miracle cures do we have? 1 powder, 3 panacea. Cool. So it'd take the entire Kane family and some other person I might have forgotten to, you know, use up all my cures. last trudge through the steps. Let's head up to see the bachelor now. Eva's still healthy, that's good.
The contaminated town will have to be destroyed. It's sodden with the sand dirt that can't be eradicated.
So, have you made a decision? About what? It's high time we make choices. As for me, before the artillery starts firing, I'm packing my belongings and leaving this town, having grabbed some people I want to save. Could have found my own solution. I don't have the time. What would your solution be? Could make them destroy the settlement along with the Bull Project, yet the polyhedron would remain. Locke assured me he'd fire a strike so precise that the other shore of the Gorkin wouldn't be unscathed, or wouldn't be scathed. The river will swallow the plate, he said. People will die if we destroy the town. Oh, look around. There's no one alive except for the two of us. Infected ones don't count. They have less than 24 hours to live in any case. You could at least help them. Really? Then could you please make it so that I could show up at the council and present the commander with arguments in favor of the following arrangement? Corrupted town disappears from the face of the earth, and the polyhedron stays. It's a septic and... damn it, it's simply worthy of preserving. What do you need to do so? Not a lot, but not little either. Come to the cathedral on the condition that I'm certain of the survival of the people to whom I'm about to devote my time. Willing to help me there? I'll try to do something. How can I recognize your confidants? I wrote to you about them the other day, but in case you lost that letter, I'll tell you how to spot them. They all want one thing, and that's to preserve the marvelous tower. Nothing else matters to them. Wait for me. Yard gave Victor, Maria, as well as Peter and Andre. Yeah. While Ava and Mark and Mortel aren't infectable, so they aren't included in the letter. Already dealt with the Stomatans, but let's check out the Kane family. So I wonder if I'm going to miss out on the best ending because I didn't agree on, well, best ending, the secret ending, since I, kind of denied the changeling. Still gonna cure her bound no matter what. Yes. Give Maria some powders. That's that. Let's go speak to the bachelor. He's got a random pin. A little bit late for that, man. So, feel seeing the stone yard bright and not under a fucking green and yellow filter. This ugly game almost seems so pretty once you're out of the plague. I guess that's just how effective the art direction is.
This headache is splitting. I need some rest.
You're bound or alive and well. Come to the council. Fine, I will. If you tell Block yourself that you're on my side, the Inquisitor will be disarmed. See you at the cathedral, Wingnon. So, I think from here... guess check on Lara and Yulia. Otherwise, I'm just gonna return to talk to the, Changeling and see if, we can still invite them, even though we didn't get the quest prompt. Also, this video is gonna be done in a single part, because I think splitting up the ending day, when it's all just reading, is a little bit... I don't know, it'd leave people on edge for no reason. I'd rather do it all in one go. As always, we have plenty of time. So I just thought Lara isn't infected. Who else lives on the knot that I should live or look into? The bricked out home is safe. Guess it's really just Lara. Okay, so Vlad the Younger and Vlad the Elder are two other characters that can't get infected. They die as part of the story. They don't get infected. Plus, they're technically not bound with anyone. Although Vlad the Younger generally does fit in with the... oh, what are they called? Vlad the Younger genuinely fits in with the Utopians, while Vlad the Elder kinda... okay, yeah, Julia's safe, so let me check on change. Vlad the Elder kind of fits in with the termites, even though he's old and bourgeois. Really, he only fits in because he helps me and seems to support the town of children. Though he's not gonna be a part of it, he's an old-ass man. Also a part of Clara's bound to the Humbles, I cannot do anything about Formino Yun, for obvious reasons. Yes, you heard that right. Foreman of the Abbotsfire is one of Clara's bound. Clara's gonna be fun. Gonna give it a couple months break for, you know, keeping my sanity of this long, like, 80-hour walking game, but, it's gonna be fun. So I think I've cured everyone, unless my head is really just exploding. Let's go check up on Clara. I fully admit I could have just fucked up by telling her, thank God you're not actually coming to vote. I should have ran with her. I really hope that doesn't just completely, like, depress her so hard that she's not even going to bother. Because that'd be silly. At the same time, kind of robs me of something I really want to do. So I like how, with all the NPCs gone, the game updates so little that the Knox music is still playing in the Earth. That's because the game kind of works in update ticks. And since there was nothing to update, there was no reason to change the music.
People are willing to sacrifice themselves so that the town survives. Help me get to the cathedral. I'll show you.
Your confidants are alive and well. I'll be waiting for you at the council. When confidants are alive, I will come to the council with you. There won't be a single queen there that I won't be able to convince to my cause. Are you absolutely sure they are alive? Do you really want me to come to the council? Come to the cathedral. I'll give you the right to decide. So the last person... Yeah, Clara's still coming over, which means, as a doctor, we have succeeded. With 3 panacea left to spare. You know what, I want to try something. Can I give some panacea to the, worms dying in the termitary? Or can I only administer painkillers? I just want to try it out because there's no other reason to hold on to them. Aww. I can't cure the worm. Sad. Anyways. I'm going to sleep over at the Bachelor's until it's time for the meat of the day to begin. And I'll meet up with Khan once we're invited. For now, though, we have a lot of walking and I have a cup of coffee. Tastes like anxiety. What, you want me to commentate? What is there to say anymore? So these leaf textures are extremely quality. I never even noticed. Look at how stretched out and blurry they are. Yeah, look at that layering issue. Yeah. Honestly, I really love the autumn feeling to this game. I feel like a plague hitting in the middle of, like, the ass end of fall. It's a cool metaphor. Like, the world around you is dying, and now this town is dropping dead along with it. Winter is death, while the fall is the process to death. Don't mind me. A letter from the powers that be. Ripper, I thought we should write, because you don't seem to be listening to what we tell you. You've gone completely out of hand. As if let you keep doing whatever you please. This is unacceptable. You are spoiling the game. This letter reaches you in good time. Do come to the polyhedron. I'll let you inside. Keep your eyes tightly closed. Descend to the bottom and say 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes. We'd like to have a little chat with you. The people who own you. Looks letter. Artemi Burak. If what I am told is right, you must be the only physician of some moral integrity in the town. You're the only one to have avoided any dealings with the wretched Inquisitor. In fact, all the more confirmed by her trying to give me the opposite impression. I am somewhat confused, so I believe the best I can do is to go with your decision, whatever it is. The proceedings are to begin at 7 in the cathedral. Before 6:30, you may find me at the town hall. Your fate will be decided today. There are so many things I want to tell you, I would never dare to utter. I'd rather not write you at all than influence your decision. One thing I am fully convinced of is that your father's inheritance, denoted by the sign of the Uderg, is the town itself. A settlement made of 3 parts: earth, the knots, and the stone yard. Everything else I would expect you to know already. You don't see each other before the council, this is how it be. Whatever you choose, I will understand it. Magdalena. Alright, before we make our choice, well, someone at the polyhedron wants to have a chat with us. funky fetus. Enjoy the music. Oh boy, the copyright infringement music. Oh, where's Khan? Can you talk to him? Close. Anyway, so this is the, innards of the polyhedron that we just never got to see as the Haruspex. And, sure is a bunch more construction paper. And blueprints. Paper cranes. I wonder how the changeling sees this place. She's an ambiguously magical little girl. We were wrong all along. View Dirt is a fucking sandcastle. Don't be upset. Being a toy is also nice. Why did you play it like this? We've been to a funeral. Just come back from a cemetery, actually. Oh, I see. Who died on you? We won't tell you. In fact, it's all just fantasies anyway. No one's died. It just doesn't work like this. There's no death. Get it? Why did you need the dolls? Couldn't you have played without us? Well, we did need to find some use for you. We never liked you all that much anyway. You've always been the scary doll. Playing with you is no fun. So you stuck the throwaway into the thick of it. The ones that could fix things. You can't always have a smart doctor man at hand. It's just how the game goes. Can you help us heal the town? I will. Look, the Haruspex is here. He's so big. How'd you find us? Oh, so lifelike. So angry. I want you to tell me everything. No problem. What do you want to know? What diabolical games are you playing? Look, it's a magic sandbox. See how it reflects on the mirrors? It's because everything's for real in there. Here's a town made out of sand. There's this awful thing going on there. An epidemic. So it's all crumbling and the town is falling apart. We've sent heroes there to fix it. To fix it? It's rotting, see? Ew. We'd hope they'd think of something. Mirrored in sand, at least. They're magical too, you know. The heroes are. Take you, for example. Look how it all worked out. Used to be a doll, and now you're alive. Perhaps the rest also work like this. Did you know that your dolls were alive? Everything is alive around here. It's this structure. It brings things to life. It's not like we're twisting anyone's arm. It just happens, all on its own. If only built the town, and it became miraculous all on its own. The dolls, we just struck the throwaway ones in. We're lame anyway. Oops, sorry. Just don't you dare crush anything here. Try to fix it. Indeed, it was the sandbox plague. The children who were playing there must have been on their way home from a funeral. A sorrowful game may have seemed an appropriate diversion to them. Maybe they simply felt their childhood was slipping away. One way or another, their hero has been bitterly deceived. All this time, the hero took themselves to be a living man who was trying to rescue his fellow human beings. Beyond doubt, this belief has filled him with fervor, helped him to reach the finale, and even be somewhat triumphant. In vain. It was all in vain. The hero was but a puppet, striving to help the imaginary population of a town that was nothing more than a mere drawing. Strangely, there is still not a word to be heard from the powers that be. Perhaps they became bored of it all. They were called back home for supper. Well, kids, you have my word. I'll fix your little game. Letters from the makers. Please do come by to meet us at the theater if you have a spare minute. I'd like to have a rather inconsequential but mature talk with you. Apologize in advance for the inconvenience. The people who executed the whole thing. Now, it's a weird conflict that's created in this scene. Perhaps it's not important to wonder, but how alive are we? We got called here because we were breaking the rules of the game, but doing our own weird thing, making our own path, and the children that hold us as puppets can't seem to control us. We may be a puppet, but we've jumped off of their hand and are wandering off on our own. How much of this really is a game? And how much of this is some kind of freakish creation that these children, the game makers, have lost utter control of? Who's to say that we aren't in our own true universe, taken from the mold of a sandcastle and made into something real? And who's to say that I actually have any clue what I'm talking about? That's just another interpretation, though. That, in its own way, this game has become real by some kind of metaphysical fuckery. The game has become something realer than fiction. Portrayed literally in that scene. I can read quite a number of metaphors. Most of them surprisingly optimistic. Now it's time to see the people who created this whole thing. in, good sir. They are waiting for you. Oh, you're uncannily polite. So if you don't recognize this duo, well, they're the tutorial guys. The hero is a doll, but so are the children. The real game is what's happening between you and us. I can I cannot leave the Haruspex's body. You're imposing your limits upon me. The Haruspex has lost his battle for freedom since the very day he was born. What about you? I want I wanted to stop the pandemic. Did you understand what the epidemic really was? A toy danger that has ravaged a toy town. Is the disease the true evil, though? The disease is only a method, the evil's weapon, just like a scalpel is yours. The disease will go, devouring itself, and there'll be war, famine, heresy. Is it really worth the effort? Look around. All this, a single wretched town? No, it was the town that had been built for you, not the other way around. I apologize if it's been a disappointment. So you're curious as to what fate I will choose for the town. You have to make sure that it truly is you who is making the decision. Are you absolutely positive that your choice is not predetermined by anyone or anything? I am. Good. If it really was you, the only enemy, the only evil in the story, you see, is called inevitability. And I will be the one to say the final word. You see how sad our fortune is? We put all our hopes in you. We poor actors are hoping you'd become the director of a new show. The old one has been beaten to death, but she turned out to be a doll. But I am not a doll. Did I hear you right? Who is it speaking? It's me, the player. Oh, then I apologize profusely. You are definitely not a doll. That seems to be unhelpful for our hero now. He is humiliated, crushed. Most importantly, he is deprived of the power that we have all hoped for. By the way, are you still willing to take responsibility for him? Yes, he is my responsibility. I will stay with him to the very end. His words shall be my words. His deeds shall be my deeds. Oh, and I apologize once again. Perhaps not all is lost yet. Let's wait for the finale and see if the day brings any surprises. Still have a chance to play in a drama with an unpredictable story. Yes, and, highlight the horror specs better. It's my solo now. Thank you, developers of the game. I will use my exceptional free will to make my own choice about how the town should turn out. Let us head to the final decision. An endless nightmare. game may be fictional, but the player isn't. Our choices are still valuable, even within a little simulation. I like that. It's not like games like Undertale where they constantly beat you over the head, making you out as a bad person for engaging with the game or going, "Yoo-hoo, you're playing a game, you fucking idiot." I really like how this game respects that you're choosing to engage with a game like this. That you're sticking to it, and even with the game's flaws and the difficulty and the seeming meaningless of interacting with fiction, it still respects the player, engages us, even says this is worth experiencing even though it's not real. I really like that. Come, Haruspex, the assembly is awaiting your decision. The queens of this chessboard are in a deadlock. They have each other pinned down. The game may very well end in a tragic stalemate. The pawn that's become a queen. Finish the endgame. Let me through.
Truth does not do as much good in the world as the appearance of truth does evil.
You see, the Inquisitor lady has charmed you into submission. You shouldn't trust her either. You shouldn't trust her. She'll take advantage of all of us, including you. What did she ever do to you? She lied to me. Fooled by her, and I was acting on her prompts the past few days. I even encouraged others to do the same. My discovery has been reinterpreted and presented in a fashion that has turned truth into lies. Violated. So what? Think you're in a better position? She's simply chosen a different tactic for each of us. She abused my hate and anger. She has abused your love and sense of commitment. I wonder what she did to get to Clara, if she found the changeling worthy of her schemes at all. If you were still fooled by her, how come you speak so confidently? What if it's also a part of her plan? He was lucky enough to reveal her plots. I think that's because you're smarter than me, Moinon. Is that what you wanted to say? Let's put it this way, because I am more predisposed to logical thinking. Okay, I get it.
What is there to talk about now?
I will make my own choices. Why did you bring me here at all? Get it. Giving you solid advice and you are not listening. We'll find out soon enough.
Cost what it may, the tower should remain intact. The tower is clean.
And what do you suggest? Suggest you use the chance she is giving you, or do the unexpected. But what if she sees through that too? It's scary to think how far her acuity goes. Really. Perhaps I tend to demonize her, but I am furious about what happened to me. You want to keep the polyhedron intact just to spite her? Yes and no. Polyhedron and the Inquisitor are mutually exclusive. Polyhedron will stand if she's gone and vice versa. I suggest you end her. It's how we can keep one of history's greatest monuments for the mankind. It's the sprout of our future. You see.
What is there to talk about now?
Well, are you planning to make up your mind anytime soon? I'd still like to know how you're going to keep the town intact. Burak, Burak, what are you saying? I told you it's my secret. I only revealed that to the queens. General Alexander will never compromise. You know that full well. If I can't persuade Igleda that mine is the way to purge the world of plague, then nothing happens at all. What is to happen, will happen. Seems like you have a strong influence on Block. Even if I mesmerized him, I won't forget his procedure. Don't worry, I'll tell the queens everything. Secretly, of course, but not to you. I don't want to see my secret becoming gossip all too quickly. Aren't you afraid of telling the queens? My choice demands they destroy one another, Burak. It's all taken care of. Don't you worry. That's some news. My choice is full of surprises, Burak. Or did you really think this little dilemma of yours was unavoidable, an either-or thing? Look at you talking. I think you're a different person. Perhaps. It's not the same me you knew before. There's more than one me. A lot, perhaps. Not the same pretty face, but who knows whose will is behind it right now. Enough.
It's hard for us to believe in things that lie outside of our scope.
So the people I have told you about are alive after all, are they not? Why do you think my victory is impossible without them? You wanted to protect the town, didn't you? The Udirk is a living being, it's a body that contains the world. Do you really think that the world can exist without activity inside? Who's going to govern it? We'll paint it different colors, tints, and shades. We'll distribute these roles among children when they come of age. Tell me what the children I've saved are going to do until then. Mother Superior will start managing the kin right away. You don't really understand their day-to-day life, do you? You can rule and guide knowledge. If will be the power of Malkite and Black. Go on. Notkin will be a scout, exploring the steppe for now. He'll also keep an eye on the warehouses and the station. He'll have to start communicating with the big world soon. Red gold will be his color. Who else? Murky will look after the street improvements. Town must look pretty. I'll also assign her to be in charge of the water supply and the sewage. She'll become the Lilac Mistress. Very nice. Sticky will be in charge of commerce. He'll be the chief merchant, controlling all shops in the town and making sure everyone has everything they need. Become a ruler later, just like all the other boys you have saved. His power will be of amber color. Right. Grace will keep doing her job. She'll bury the dead. They have a whole realm of their own, you know. They needed a caring hand, too. She will be a beige mistress. The most valuable aspect of this color is the subtle shade of dawn. A little nuance of pink and lemon. You will be at the head of all this. You will enter into a marriage with Khan, so put an end to the enmity and the disagreements of our families. You will restore the harmony of ruling. Become a mistress, and will do what my mother used to. Khan with his army of dogheads will rule the town. I'll make him white, because I am. So that's what the town's going to be like now.
My path was my namesake.
There is an eternal order that fate itself has predetermined. It is due to this order that things happen the way they should, following a preordained path.
You are the one to make the choice. Yours shall be the mouth to utter my words now. My lips are sealed. So you are the sacrifice I was supposed to make? It was. If I'm captured and taken off the board, then the commander will be free to make his move. Choose Capella's path, then I'll live. Choose Clara's the bachelor's path, and you'll lead me to the scaffold and fulfill your purpose. How does Capella's path save you? Speak to her yourself. She is the only one who can help you keep this town alive, and that is essential for saving me. What's the price of this solution? You know the answer. Polyhedron, cause of the plague, will be destroyed. That's what Alexander Block demanded. He has to save some ammo for his report. The town will survive. That is my pardon warrant. That is how you fulfill your destiny. My head is splitting. 2 possible variants of my life has now crossed. I feel for you. It's one of these moments when no one but you can decide what was your destiny. Choose a future, choose a past. You are free. You are the only free man I see here. That's how I fell in love with you. The town is my Udurg. My sacrifice must be the polyhedron. You are my sacrifice. My Udurg must be Simon, preserved inside the polyhedral shell. The destruction of the polyhedron is quite an adequate sacrifice. The butchers may bar you from reaching the blood. They'll be able to take it on your own. Though I should restrain from offering you any advice. My advice is dangerous. I must think now.
There's little time left.
Are you really lying to me? I never told you the whole truth. Is that a lie? No.
There's little time left, and I still need to do so much.
That means what? We're all toys? Yes, exactly. Not a pleasant surprise. Thought I was a person. Didn't know myself first either. My only advantage was that their mother took me to bed with her when she was young. You know many things they don't. So you're older than me. I never thought about it. It's not like we have age. New ones are probably better than the old. That much I know for certain. They restuffed me not too long ago and made me a new dress, see? Probably makes you a bit older than me. What did we ever do to them? Me? They hate me. I loved them so dearly all my life. When they were still little babies, I dreamt about how they will grow up one day and finally start playing with me. Instead, they loathed me from the very start. Was it because their mother wanted them to like me? And the plague, is it a game they play? No. The town is a toy, the plague is real. Go outside, walk the streets, you'll see. Their make-believe has nothing to do with it. They are scared to death themselves. They just came home from a funeral. Don't even know who died yet. Maybe that's the real cause of this. I refuse to believe that.
It will be as you choose.
So you're a product of imagination. Made up, illusory creature. You don't exist. You have a fate, but not a future. Who said that? I can hear the voice. I don't believe it's the voice of my beloved. It's me, the player. Wanna chat? No, I don't. I wanna be with Burak. Go away. Did you fall in love with him because he was free? That wasn't him. It was me. When I leave, he'll turn into a stuffed dummy. Same as everyone else around you. Really? Yes. Get out of here, scram! I won't talk to you anymore. I need my Haruspex. As you wish.
I'm suffocating.
So Burak, the healer, your father used to be the leader of the local caste community, which is important to me. There's neither greed nor plotting nor circumstance that has informed your choice, but your conscience alone. I've been giving orders to level everything here. If that's not necessary, I am willing to trust your judgment, risking my life and honor, for I am merciful. Where shall I point my weapon? only have to destroy the polyhedron to put an end to the disease spreading. There's no point in raising the whole town. There's a certain deposit beneath the town that would allow you to make enough panacea. Rumor has it it's blood. Indeed. How do you prove that this choice is sensible? Here are my arguments. The panacea, the evidence of an underground blood deposit that feeds the town, my rightful and supported claims to take this blood. I've seen a report claiming that the kin will not let you have this blood unless you kill the Inquisitor. Is that true? It is. How are you going to kill her? I'm not. We will destroy the tower. The blood will pour out from the tear in the ground. That will be enough. True. That's what I've been told. Toriel Glimskaya, styled the White Mistress despite her young age, confirms that you are capable of accomplishing this goal. People you have saved support your claim. Then the cannons will rumble at 10 to 12. Evacuate the children from there by 10. It will be taken care of. Layla will give orders. This is my choice. I have no proof of this possibility. Your miracle is an act. I have made my choice. I have decided what the offering will be. Layla will live. The powers that be have nothing to hold against her, now that the cure for the sand past has been found. It's of no importance to me what the kin will think of my choice. It's my refusal to offer a human being as a sacrifice means that they won't let me anywhere near the veins of the Adirg. I'll find a different source of blood from which to make the panacea. The polyhedron will be brought down and rivers of blood will sprout from the gaping hole that is left by its foundation. The prophecy was fulfilled. The lines have led me to the place where my path as a warden will commence. My father would be proud of me, I think. Any choice is right, as long as it is willed. This is how it is. Got anything to say?
This headache is splitting. I need some rest.
You have any regrets about what you have done? No. Teleportation. And this marks the end of the Haruspex's route. Everyone, I thank you for coming on this journey with me, and I wish everyone the best. Goodbye.
You did it. It was a free choice. We acknowledge the victory of the player.
It is indeed miraculous. The exit is clear. It shouldn't have happened. The miracle must be real.